Hey guys, this is my fourth video on how to pick a dog trainer, and I'm getting close to wrapping this series up. And today I want to talk about something that I think is really important. So there's an expression that you might hear an older dog trainer say. It goes, "I'm a dog trainer. Give me a piece of string, and I'll get your dog trained. Don't give me a piece of string. I'll still get your dog trained, but I got to catch him first." And I have said this myself a few times, especially talking to younger trainers, because early on in our career, we get a little obsessed with tools, how to use them, when to use them, what this tool does, what that tool does. And don't get me wrong, training tools are really, really valuable, but they're in no way a substitute for a skill set. They're in no way a substitute for the ability to read the dog, and they're in no way a substitute for the ability to communicate with the dog, right? So the tool we use is actually a lot less important than our attitude about how we use it and our approach to the dog. And the other thing is that tools become sort of a signaling that you belong to a camp or an ideology. And the truth is that the ideology has a lot less to do with how good the trainer is than what they think they should do as a trainer. As I said before, there's great trainers who use prong collars, there's great trainers who use clickers, and there's trainers who are better than me who use both of those. There's great trainers who use e-collars, there's great trainers who use, don't work with the leash at all when they're training the dog. Like, all of these things don't matter. What matters is what result do they produce with the dog. So if you're doing your research and you're looking online and you'll see a website that says, "Oh, don't go to a trainer who uses a prong collar," or go to a trainer who uses food." Remember, that's that trainer's opinion. And often, usually, that trainer is not super skilled in that tool. They may have had some exposure to it, and they maybe watched a few YouTube videos, and maybe they used it. Maybe they went to a workshop and they saw somebody use it poorly. Then nothing will convince you of the ineffectiveness of a strategy or a tool than seeing somebody do it poorly. Like, for example, there's a process in training called free shaping. The first demo I saw of that was a nightmare. It was terrible, and I walked out. The dog was so stressed out because the person doing the demo was not good at it, or at least they weren't good that day. It was a bad session. Maybe they were great in other sessions. Maybe the pressure of performing in front of a crowd put them off their game. I don't know. But what I saw was a dog getting confused and stressed. And I left, and I didn't touch free shaping again for years and years and years. It wasn't until a good friend of mine said, "Hey, this is actually really valuable," and showed me what she could do with it, that I started to change my attitude about it. But free shaping I got a bad introduction to it. And because of that, I had a strong prejudice against it. So what I'm saying is, don't listen to that. If somebody says, "Don't go to a trainer who uses tool XYZ," just ignore that, right? The only thing I'd say is I probably wouldn't go to that trainer. If the trainer is advertising that they have a closed mind about equipment, then maybe they're not the best trainer for me, right? Now, if I don't want to use that tool, for example, I don't use prong collars a lot. I don't use e-collars a lot. I do use both of them. I have a dog in for a board and train right now. We're doing an e-collar with, and I just sent one home a couple weeks ago that we did an e-collar with. Like, in certain circumstances, that's what I'm going to want to use, right? But it's not my go-to tool. And if somebody comes in and they go, "Listen, I want to work with my dog, but I don't want to use an e-collar," I can go, "Sure, we don't have to." Like, that's the beauty of being well-versed in a lot of equipment and a lot of styles of training, is that I never have to lose a client or make somebody uncomfortable to get their dog trained. And again, that goes back to my very first video. You should never have to do anything with a dog trainer that you're not comfortable with. If somebody says, "I don't want to use an e-collar," I'll go, "Okay, sure, we don't have to, but can I ask why? What's up with that?" And usually it's their impression of it is somewhat mistaken. It's somewhat based on misconceptions, and there's a lot of misconceptions about e-collars. And sometimes I might go, "Listen, I think it's a good tool for you, and here's why. And will you let me show you? And if I do anything that makes you uncomfortable, you tell me to stop, I'll stop right away." And they almost always say, "Yeah, go ahead, show me." And if I've decided that I think that's the best tool for them and I show them how I use it, they almost always go, "Yeah." I can't think of a single time I've demoed the e-collar to somebody that they said, "Oh, I don't want you doing that to my dog." I don't think that's ever happened. It might have, but it's such a rare thing, it didn't stick with me. So however you want to look at it, if you have a preference of tools or not, that's up to you, right? But a good trainer should be able to flex out of those tools and work in a way that makes you comfortable. I have a friend of mine, he says, "Well, if you don't want to use this tool, we can certainly do that for you, but we're going to have to talk about expectations." Right? It's going to take a little bit longer or whatever. Because at the end of the day, going back to what I started with, I don't need a tool to train a dog. I just need a relationship, right? But what tools do in all our circumstances, what tools do is they make things that are hard easier. They make things faster, more efficient. A training tool is there to help the trainer connect with your dog, help the trainer let the dog know how he's doing, and help the trainer motivate the dog onto the, to do that thing more, or do that thing better, or to do that thing sharper, or whatever. Like, the tools are there to build motivation. They're for communication and motivation. That's all they are, right? And any good trainer that can use a tool to increase the clarity for the dog and increase the reliability of the dog, make the training more fun, make the training more clean, make the dog have a better experience, that's a positive outcome, regardless of what tool it is. And if the tool is making the dog feel stressed, anxious, frustrated, is not helping them succeed, then that tool is a problem, or that tool usage is a problem, and we need to clean that up. But that's not about the tool. Another saying that we love in this industry, it's the fool, not the tool. If you are using a tool improperly, that means you're using a tool improperly. It doesn't mean the tool is improper. All right, so keep this in mind as you move forward on your quest to find a dog trainer. See what they do. Don't write them off just because some website said you shouldn't go to any trainer who uses XYZ. All right, that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. And as always, if you like this video, hit that little like button down there. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Tell your friends, whatever. All right, that's it for now, guys. We'll see you next time.